What's up, everybody? So, when it comes to cars on this channel, you might have noticed through some of my recent content and videos that I've been pushing more of a message of not overspending for a sports car, and if you do have an expensive nice car, getting a beater car, like $1,000 to $3,000 beater car, to maybe save you some of that maintenance and miles and wear and tear on the expensive car. That's why I have my 1990 Honda Accord, and a lot of people ask me, you know, it's a $1,000 car, it's gotta be terrible with the maintenance, right? There's gotta be something going wrong with it every week, right? I'm happy to say that that is actually not the case. I've driven that Honda 60,000 miles in the last year and a half, and I've only had to fix 5 things, and on a car, you know, a 27-year-old 90s car like that, I mean, they're only a few hundred each, and that's nowhere near a car payment. So people need to really just sit down and do the math for a second, that if only 5 things went wrong in all that time, we're talking about $300 to $400 every like 6 months maybe. It's just a way better situation than another monthly payment. And if you're wondering what those 5 things are, we'll go over the list really quick. First thing that went out was my neutral safety switch. That's when you have to put your left foot on the clutch to start the car. There's a switch that actually allows the car to start when you put your foot on the clutch. That was $100 to replace. Thing number 2 was every last component that had to do with those old ass brakes. But because the parts on that Honda are so inexpensive, everything that has to do with the braking, I replaced for $400 with labor. Part number 3 is the right rear wheel cylinder, which is a tongue twister apparently. When one of those breaks, you have to replace both of the rear wheel cylinders, and parts and labor, everything for that job included, was $150. Part number 4 was a pretty annoying one because it was such a simple function this thing does, and it's the track in my driver's side window. Everything in here was all jacked up and it just wouldn't roll up and down anymore, and we can't have that. I drive that car all the time. So to replace everything and all the electronics with that, it was $400. That was pretty annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Part number 5 I'm currently working through right now, trying to fix. It is with the part where the oil drains during an oil change. I have to have that rethreaded. Right now I have an oil pan saver, which I found out was a thing like a year ago. That is plugging it right now, and it's coming up to where I'm gonna just have to get that rethreaded, and that is gonna be around $100 to have that rethreaded. If you add up all of those parts and labor together over the 60,000 miles I drove, it comes out to $1,150. So I don't know, add that right on top of the 1,000, we're at $2,150 to own a perfectly functional, pretty fun to drive car for 60,000 miles, which the average person, even in like a wide open space in roads like California, the average person would drive 20,000 miles, 3 years. That's your cost of transportation. I mean, besides like oil changes, which aren't too much. Besides that, the cost of ownership is around $2,100. That's, yeah, do the math, guys. Really do the math. I mean, literally, you get a car that's not even as reliable as my Honda. Get like a New Edge Mustang GT if you want. You could have a V8. Get that for like $3,000. Even if it's half as reliable, we're talking now, you know, you owning a car for a bunch of miles, you know, you'll probably be at like $8,000 by the end of like 3 years. And, you know, you didn't have to buy like a $10,000 or even $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 car to have fun. In today's video, coming home from work being a little bit too tired to record, but doing it anyway, has been brought to you by Starbucks Winter Blend, which has been delicious as f***. I'll leave a link for the Winter Blend down in the description below in case any of you guys like coffee. Hashtag not sponsored, but please sponsor. So that is going to be it for today's video. Have you guys had like more trouble than I have with like cheap cars and maintenance? Let me know your stories in the comments down below, and I'll be talking to all of you guys in tomorrow's video. See ya.